Morning.
You're on mute. You're on mute. I'm on mute? There we go. Believe me, this is not my first time. Welcome. So weird to have this table between us, but New York regulations now require a table between any audience. No, I'm Daniel Norton. You're here for OnSet. I thought it would be easier to do a product photography one today. We have quickly discovered, everybody who was here earlier, it is not. No, we're going to have some fun. We haven't done a splash in a while, and it's one of those things. I often say that one of the reasons why we use flash is for control. Part of it is control as in it's more powerful than the lights in the space, so we can kind of shape the light the way we want. But part of it also is that flash has a tremendous stopping power, right? When you remove all the light from the space, that is, you shoot a black frame, which we're going to do in a second, effectively your shutter speed becomes the flash duration. That is, as quick as the flash fires, that's your shutter speed. This allows us to achieve really, really great stopping. Now, you could do something like high-speed sync. I know people are going to ask about that. High-speed sync is an interesting thing because it allows you to push your shutter speed up, but it also generally lowers the flash duration. So if you're trying to stop something and you're in a dark enough area like this, the preference is to not use high-speed sync. Yeah, sure, sit down. Those seats are extra, but you can sit there. So I decided to hit the dollar store. Now, I don't have a Brooklyn dollar store like Seth, so there's nothing deluxe here, but
Snow machine at that.
he got a snow machine once. We didn't know snow machines at my dollar store, but we've got some basic glass. I've got some water. We picked up some food coloring, mostly because we don't want to waste good alcohol. That we'll have after the thing's over. But, you know, we don't want to make a big mess. We're going to make a bit of a mess, but not too big of a mess. So, and what we're going to do is we're just going to walk through the process, and we're going to kind of have fun with this one. This is not that difficult, really, to achieve the basic lighting for it. What's difficult is getting the shot. And there's definitely technologies that can help us with this, right? If you were a food photographer and you constantly did splashes, you might have remotes that has timers in it. You might have laser triggers. You might have all kinds of stuff. But I find that a lot of times it's just fun to get down and dirty and just do it, right? So that's kind of where we're at now. I'm not shooting 150,000 frames per second to try to catch the perfect one. We're going to just try to hit a good splash, which means what's going to be fun. It's going to be unique, and we're going to get what we get, right? And I say we because I'm not going to do this all night. You guys are going to have to come up here and do this. So let's just get started with some basic stuff. I put some blue food coloring in this little cup here, and I'm just going to fill up my martini glass there. After watching Cocktail, is that the name of that movie, Cocktail, with Tom Cruise? When I was a kid, like 4 years old, I decided I was going to be a bartender down in Kokomo until I realized that Kokomo is not actually what they say it is. But that's another story. So I may have ruined my cup. We're gonna fill this up a bit, and we're gonna get a baseline of where we're gonna be at. Effectively, we want to light the glass in a way that will highlight the splash when it comes up above it. So generally the way that we do that is we backlight it. Almost always when you're lighting product, it's a good place to start is just to backlight it. You know, when you're shooting a person, you're gonna put that key light right on their face. A lot of times a product, you just want to throw the light from the back, give it shape and dimension. So this is effectively a product shot. I always say food photography is product photography. Or I say product photography is food photography. One or the other, I'm not sure which one. Either way, we now have our glass, and we're going to set a basic exposure. Hands are blue already. All right, Seth. Seth made me do this, by the way.
Oh no, you have blue dye on your hands. I don't want sticky junk everywhere in the event space for the next year.
I had the Hawaiian punch. I was going to use the Hawaiian punch. We were going to all have a punch party after. Seth,
Use it. Go ahead, use it. Go ahead.
No, we're not going to
use
use it.
No, go ahead. No.
My hands are already blue.
This is like your fourth grade nap time or something. I mean, I don't want you to...
For that, I like milk. All right. All right. So I'm going to walk through the gear I'm using as I go. If I don't say what something is, please ask, or if some other ideas. This is just an Nikon Z6ii. I've got the 24 to 120 lens on it. We're zoomed out to about 57 millimeters. Why? Because that's giving me the framing I want. You want to leave some space here. We're going to crop, right? This camera is like 22.734 megapixels, 24 megapixels. Really, for this kind of stuff, you kind of want a larger megapixel camera, but they wouldn't give me one. So, because we want to leave space, right? Because we're going to crop in on this. Seth is constantly offering me larger megapixel cameras. All right. All right, I'm in Capture One, which we'll deal with in a second. Over here, I'm always in Capture One, tethering in so you guys can see all the shots as we do them. Basically, the first thing we want to do here, it's simple enough, is we're just going to, once the camera lights up, it's thinking. There it is. I'm going to throw this on here. This allows us to see through the camera. That's basically what it looks like when I take my glasses off. Right? It's out of focus. So, one thing we want to think about when we're doing a splash like this is the camera by its nature is going to want to focus on the front of the glass, right? But our splash is very likely to happen in the middle of the cup, right? So in order to make sure we get it in focus, if you're shooting a cup like this, you want to focus on the stem. Or you could put something here and focus on it, right? That's usually how I would do it, which is probably what I'll do. So I'm going to move my focus point up. Let's see, I'm going to set this thing on, pick your own focus point. I'll just focus on the stem. All right. So we're focused on the stem. We're going to take a shot and see what it looks like. I have two lights here. And again, as I mentioned, let's be smart and cover this water. We're going to light it from the back. These are hard lights. I think this is going to be nice. There's two reasons why I'm doing this. One is because Seth just got these, and I have to use everything he's got right when I first get it.
I bought them off Joe McNally right here in the store. I'm not even lying.
Joe McNally's hawking his goods back if you guys are around. That's what New York's like. You guys know. But the lower the power is on your flash, generally the shorter the flash duration. So that's why I'm using two lights to get the lights with hard reflectors, to get the lights at the lowest power possible to achieve the exposure I want. I could very easily get this exposure with a 5-foot Octa. But if I do that, then my lights are going to be turned up very far, which isn't really an issue when it's just a person posing. But when I'm trying to stop something fast, like a flash, this is why it might matter. So we're going to use these two zoom reflectors. I have Profoto. This is a D3. That's a B10x Pro Plus. This is a D3.
That's a D30.
D30. I didn't read the whole name.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
This is a D30.
It is a big difference.
Yeah, this is a plug-in light. It would be nice to have two of these if you're doing this, because again, we're going to be shooting all day. But we have what we have. We have a battery-powered light over there. Sometimes people will ask me that question. They'll be like, why would I ever buy a plug-in light? Well, if this is the kind of work you do when you're in the studio all the time, this is a lot easier to deal with than having to switch batteries and such. So, but, you know, we normally have the other ones. So I'm leaving space, as you can see in my composition. I'm probably going to come a little lower because I want more space above it. This is wonderful to watch, I'm sure. You guys will get a little seasickness there.
And any questions, guys? You okay?
Yeah, let me know if you have questions as we go. I'm kind of walking through the process. So we're going to go lower. I'm just going to raise up on the neck. I know there's somebody shouting at me not to do that, but I want more space above it. I'm also very crooked right now. I'm just going to fix it with the head because I don't feel like just messing with it. Okay. 1 second here, guys.
The other cool thing about this is, like, literally you could spend $20 and have a whole day of honing how to do this. It's teaching you how to shoot product, tabletop, small footprint, freezing action. There's a lot of elements to this, and you don't have to get a friend. You don't need a model. You don't need to worry about anything. You can be here all day. That glass is not going to get tired. You are going to get tired.
That's right.
I promise that. But you'll be surprised how much you learn from things like this, and you could set up and come back to it a day later after you think about it some more. It's really a great setup.
Exactly. So now we're going to come in here, and again, I'm just leaving a lot of space around it. You will crop in. I'm going to be in TTL. TTL is through the lens metering just to get my baseline exposure, then we'll mess around with it. Now, before I do that, as always, and I mentioned this at the beginning, you see it went black there for a second? Maybe you didn't. That's our black frame. Now, we're not going to get, this is glass. We're in a retail store. This is being lit up. We're never going to get a perfectly black frame here because this glass is picking up specular highlights from stuff way back there from LED lights. So we'll do the best we can. You can see these little bits in brightness. I'm not worried about that. The overall exposure is dark enough that none of this ambient light that's lighting me is affecting the shot. That means that I'm not going to get any blur from this ambient light in my 200th of a second shutter speed, which is not particularly fast when you're trying to stop splashing water, right? So we've got that. We have our exposure set. Now, the next thing we're going to do is turn on these two lights, this one and this one. This is in group A. This one, I'm going to turn the modeling light on for this one, just so we can kind of see what we're doing. It's plugged in so I can run the modeling light all day without worrying about my battery. We're going to do a test shot and just see where we're at. Again, this is going to give us the exposure it thinks is correct. Okay, thanks for coming, guys. We're supposed to splash.
It's like it's on stage. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. We have this light on stage. You know, again, you could spend, and if you're a product photographer, you will spend hours and hours and hours perfecting this. That might not be that interesting to watch. So this is going to be good enough for us. We've got a nice basic shot here. We could add a reflector in the front. Look at how cheap that glass is. You start seeing how cheap glass is when you start doing product photography. But we've got a basic shot, right? This is these two lights ripping past, bouncing off this plexi, bouncing back up, giving us an overall exposure of a deep, deep blue, delicious drink that probably tastes like water, right? And because we have our exposure set, now I can switch to manual, okay? People often ask, you know, why do you shoot TTL or do you shoot manual, whatever? When I'm shooting a model and they're moving around and I'm changing up my setup constantly, I will leave the TTL on because we want it to change up. We're not really going to change the light here much, right? At least at the beginning. We're going to keep it like this, nice and simple, right? Does that make sense so far? Any questions, thoughts, concerns? All right, easy as that. They are riveted. They want to see a mess. They came here to see everything be messy. The next thing we're going to do before I start throwing water everywhere is I'm going to, what, the sound went off? We're going to just stop like basic action, just to kind of show you like what we can do here. So I'm going to remove this, and we're gonna just drop something and, you know, just have it fall without making a mess. So I'm going to need a volunteer. I know.
I'm going to need a volunteer. Yeah. There's only you guys. I'm not getting up.
Come to the front, volunteer.
Hey, Jamie. All right.
All right. You're going to come on this side. You're like a boss now. Okay. All right. Nice cube. Does it feel cold?
Like Mr. Wizard when he has kids come over his house to do weird experiments.
That's what I feel like in Mr. Wizard. All right. So go ahead and put your hand kind of more with the ice cube in it. Yep. There you go. More or less in the center. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on this ice cube, right? And then he's going to drop it. You didn't drop it.
Oh, sorry. You didn't give me a free tool.
It's okay. I wanted to test the shot first.
He has no idea what you're doing.
Of course he does. So you can see here that we've got this ice cube in the air. Okay. I was just testing the exposure anyways. I'm just messing with you. Would you like me to count?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me set this into focus properly.
The other thing you can do is, if there's a glass going to be over that, put a piece of Scotch tape down. It'll cover that anyway.
Okay. I missed that. Oh, no, I didn't. I got that. So we can see it falling through the air. And you can see it's got a little tiny bit.
Oh, that's flare.
It's flare, right? That's not out of focus. That's not unsharp. It's flare because we can see in the back how tight it is. So we froze it, right? Good job. So we want to know that's going to work before we start making a mess, right? So if we can drop the ice cube and it will freeze, we know that the water droplets supposedly will freeze as well, right? That's the idea here. Does that all make sense so far? All right, I'm going to take a drink. I'm talking too much. I'm going to tell you about the fake ice right now.
There's levels to fake ice.
Yes.
Listen to this.
This is fake ice. Don't we go off of the... You can get all kinds of fake ice. You can get really inexpensive fake ice if you just want to mess around. If you want to get good fake ice, you got to look for good fake ice, and it can be expensive. This is actually somewhat cheap fake ice. Or I got a whole bag of it for like not much. You can buy them for like $100 a piece if you're like really into this, but I'm not really into it, so I have the cheaper stuff. So, but yeah, you know, we have our fake ice. So we could put, you know, a piece in the drink to start with. We could drop 1, 2, right, and basically get going like that. All right, so let's put this in the shot. You feeling good about this? Because we didn't mess up that first part.
That's okay.
We basically nailed it.
All right.
You know, we can't screw up anymore from this point on because this is important now. So once we make a mess, there's no coming back from this.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to make a focus here, and once again I'm going to test my exposure. You don't need to drop it yet. Okay, so here we are. Now, I'm too nervous to do this.
What?
I need you to shoot it. Come up.
Did you get a shot?
No, that's not letting me do it. All right, here we go.
You tell?
I don't have a lot of time here.
Do I drop it?
And drop. I shot too early. See that?
Early.
We shot too early.
Now there's blue everywhere.
There's blue everywhere though, but that's okay.
Your
because
reflexes aren't what they were back in the 80s, Dan.
look at that. Look at you. You figured it out right away.
This is also
Dollar
why
store.
this is also why fake ice is good, because by now you'd have gone through 4 or 5 ice cubes.
That's exactly accurate. All right, so I'm going to come up a little bit and give myself more space. Okay, we're gonna cheat a little bit here. We're gonna make sure we're gonna focus on the glass, which is actually what I meant to check. That's the other thing we want to check the focus here. Okay, we're good on focus. So I am now going to switch to manual focus. We're gonna lose that. All right, and drop. Oh, there we go. There we go. So now we can see how liquidy and awesome
You still got it, kid. Look at you.
the stuff is, right? It's like New Year's night, Eve. No, nothing.
We need to work on our.
You can do it better than that, right?
Yeah.
Does somebody else want to take the picture? Because I feel like I've done mine now. Come forward and take the picture, good sir. Should we put one in there? I think that will actually create a better splash.
Yeah. You're
Oh no, you're saying no.
right.
Yeah. Well, go.
That's the one.
All right, come around this way. Don't screw it up. You saw how easily I nailed that right on the first try. I've never done this before in my life. Okay, so it's already basically in focus, right? I'm sure you know how to use a camera. Maybe not. He's like, I don't know this. I walked in here randomly.
You have to
Coordinate.
tell me, like,
Coordinate.
we need to be in sync when you're about to shoot it.
3, 2, 1. Too early.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Because what you want to get is not the ice falling. I probably should have been clear on that. You want to get the splash.
Yes.
So when it hits that,
So when I hear one, I'm gonna drop it for you to shoot, and then
you're dropping on one.
yes.
Okay. Controversial technique.
3, 2.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think the idea of having ice in the glass was a bad one.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's take that out.
Because we don't have
It's-
a splash.
We don't have enough depth.
No. It's
No. Okay.
And
The other thing we can do is add more water.
yeah, because we
I kind of like the blue on the ground, so I'm going to leave it for now. This is basically what you do when you're like a cheap bartender. You just keep watering the drink up. You don't. You've been to my party. You know what I'm talking about. All right.
we're gonna do a splash. So
3, 2, 1. Wow.
Oh.
That's the harder shot.
That's oh, you're right. You didn't tell us that you were going to stop it right before they hit the. That was good. That was nobody can nail that.
It's called the Jesus on ice shot right there.
That was like a perfect. Let's see where you stopped that. Right as it was touching the water.
They're asking, are you still in TTL? They're asking.
We are not. I'm not in TTL. I'm in manual, and I've put the focus on manual as well. At this point, it's just you and the machine. You got it. You got it. I can feel it now.
So
I can feel it.
I noticed something.
Okay, you've noticed something.
Yes. It has a lot of water,
You do.
and to make a splash, we probably have to drop it from a higher.
Yes, that's true.
Repeat.
He wants to drop it from higher up, so that's a good point, right? The higher up you drop it from, in theory, unless you do a perfect dive.
Yeah.
If you do a perfect dive, no splash.
The only thing.
But this is going to be a belly flop. If you break my glass, we're just going to have to stand here staring at each other for the next. It is a cheap glass. Why? That's why I'm not concerned about the price.
Okay.
You understand? They pay me by
Stop
the minute
insulting
here.
the glass. I'm sure it's a very
Yeah,
noble.
so get up nice and high. Focus on the surface. Focus on the surface. When that ice hits the surface, you shoot that picture.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Impressive, sir. All right. There you go. Very nice. Sorry.
Like thin. The water's like thin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not making that.
It's not thick enough. You know.
The water is thin.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Well, we have a great video on my YouTube channel where we thicken the water, and it's pretty epic. If you want to do those like fountain flower things, that's what you got to do. But martinis are thin.
Yeah. So if you want to get really epic, like stuff to make a water thicker, you can buy stuff that makes literally called thicket that makes water thicker for like senior citizens to be able to ingest water if they can't swallow right.
Let's see if you drop 2.
There's also glycerin. That's
From up high.
a vegetable oil you can add.
Yep. Want to try again? You're done. That was pretty good. No, you're in it now. You're in it to win it. He's going to drop 2, one after the other. Yeah, so just do one picture, but
Yeah.
this is it. Ready? We're ready. Everybody's hold your breath.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, my head's wet. That's how we do it.
Mazel tov. Look at
Well
you.
played. All right.
Awesome.
This is how you become the guy in the event space, by the way. You
Yes.
just got cursed for the next few
that's it.
years.
You, are
have
now
to
the
be.
guy. There you go.
Awesome.
Are you? Did you get? No. All right. You're clean. That's the photographer for you. All right.
Oh, all the way here.
I feel like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is why I didn't want juice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yo. And that's not blur. That's depth of field.
Yep. That is depth of field.
You
Look
can-
how sharp that is. You can see the edges. 6.3. Yeah. So that's depth of field, right? The water is coming towards us, so we're getting the shallower depth of field. It's like a loop coming through of solid mass of water.
Look at this guy taking a picture of his screen like a proud
That's it. You nailed it.
Look, it's like that drink is at a Little League game while you take a photo of the screen. Look at you.
All right. So before we start messing with this, who else wants to do this?
Before you leave, let Dan send it to you or something.
Yeah. All right. Come on. Volunteers. You can't tell me nobody wants to do this.
This is the only way we're going to fill time.
Come on.
This is the only way.
Yeah. This is all I got, guys. You got to.
That's all I got.
If I get blue stuff on soft boxes, I'm in trouble.
Actually, don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to. No, we're not going to.
Photo boxes.
All right, we need a dropper. Actually, dropper. Yep. Did you want to shoot? Sorry. So
So they're
now I'm-
way.
they're
I
asking.
feel you guys got to switch. Go ahead.
asking about carbonated versus still.
So carbonated versus still. Carbonated could be really cool, especially if you do multiple shots in a row. A lot of times when you're doing this, you might shoot multiple, not because you're trying to get that like with the carbonated, because then you'll get the shot of the splash and then the carbonation coming up and over, right? But for still, I wouldn't bother with that. I wouldn't normally use carbonated just because it'll be even more messy. All right, should we leave the table like that? The table's looking pretty good.
You cannot see.
Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Okay.
And I'm not concerned the shots.
Move the spoon.
Okay, we got to move through. Okay, you're in charge of dropping the ice cubes. They're not cold.
We're gonna do
I can't feel anyone.
So they're asking how much room would you leave for the splash in the frame?
So how much room would you leave for the splash in the frame? It depends on how much of a splash you're going to get. I'd say at least twice the height of the cup, which is basically what we have here. If you go, because what's going to go beyond that is going to be small stuff. We want that big splash in the middle. That's our main goal, right? Are you going to start with two? You think you're prepared?
You want to do two?
You're ready to do two right from the beginning without even trying one. Oh, all right.
right.
The egos in this room are insane.
Okay.
Okay.
On one.
On one. Yes. So 3, 2, 1.
I broke
Oh.
your glass.
Oh, no.
Boo.
All right.
Boo.
Good guy.
Oh. I knew that was going to happen. And that's okay. This is life.
You roll.
Who wants margaritas?
There we go.
All right. Nobody has
That's
a.
a 31.
That's okay. This is a margarita. It needs to be a different color, I think.
This is the equivalent of calling a modeling agency after someone got hurt and you just needed another person that looked like that person.
That's right.
This is
That's what
exactly
they
what
send, right?
Yo, what's up, Sergio?
All right.
What,
So-
studio dinner?
We're over here making some margaritas. I still trust you. It's okay.
I still trust you. You're abusive to my props. I can't have you. Wow, look at the size of the stem on that one now.
Yes.
All right.
This was going to be interesting. It doesn't photograph as nicely, which is why I didn't start with it. But can you do it close?
So think about it this way. The more you stretch the lens out, the less depth of field you're going to have from the splash.
Exactly.
So while we are freezing action, we're also still dealing with what is sharp period, right?
Exactly.
So now if you close down the aperture to gain depth of field, the power of your strobe goes up. If the power of the strobe goes up, the duration of the flash gets longer. Then you stop freezing action the more you go that direction.
Exactly. So it's a fine balance here. But what I think we can do, because again, we're not concerned with the cup. The cup's ugly.
What are you at? You got plenty of room on the strobe.
Yeah, we got a little room if we want to add a little depth of field. It's really the splash that we want, right? So let's just see what this cup looks like. First of all, it's going to be out of focus, right?
And it's like different.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different glass. Because this guy, he's like, oh, let me just come in here and trash your cup.
He's like,
Could you actually take your hand and put it like this in the center? Not in the water.
oh, we're going
There we
green
go.
now?
Well, it's a margarita. I think margaritas are green. Well, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay, you can remove your hand now. Okay. All right. Actually, that's not terrible. After I said the cup was ugly, it's actually, I feel bad now. The cup's actually not that bad looking.
She's a little thick. That's all right. We appreciate.
Okay, so less aggressive, maybe. Still, you know what? Maybe we should start you with the pour.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the pours are good.
All right, so this is like a party in my backyard. All right. After I got it off. You know what? We'll mix the colors together. I was like that with Kool-Aid. I'm like that with margaritas.
So there's a question in the chat.
All right, we're going to do a pour to start with. Yes, question in the chat.
If you use rear curtain flash, would that fix the flash duration issue in a closed down aperture situation?
Okay, no. Rear curtain flash doesn't really have anything to do with that. Just fires the flash at the end, which I think would be very tricky because then the person dropping would have to time the items to hit the water when it's going to flash.
Yeah.
So that would be an incredibly difficult timing. Did you do that again?
It also doesn't change your duration.
It doesn't change the flash duration. Huh. Oh, I know why. Okay. Yeah, I'm just focusing. All right, so we're presetting our focus. You can remove your hand. We got this. That all looks good. You can see how ugly the glass is when it's empty. We're gonna do a pour. We're gonna take the ice cubes out. Not that I don't trust you, but you know how it is.
I'll never live it down.
You literally came here and I bought that cup at a dollar store. You know how much it cost? $1.25. What's up with that? All right, so you're gonna pour.
It's 2025. That's what's up with that.
Pour in a dramatic and beautiful fashion without making too much of a mess.
We'll see.
Well, you can take multiple photos when the pour is at its most beautiful.
All right.
Go for it.
I had a coffee somewhere. Really? That's a beautiful fashion? Not bad.
Oh, one back. Go one back.
Oh.
That's the reason I was
Okay.
waiting for that.
Okay. I was about to
redeemed
criticize. But that okay. You've got a little bit of venom going on there, right?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty interesting. This is a pour, right? Would this have been extra cool with the carbonated beverage? Going back to the other thing, yeah, probably. Do I have a carbonated beverage? No, they don't pay me that much. Let's try it again. Be more aggressive with the pour, but don't get it all over the ground. Don't pick that up. I'm kidding. You have to pick it up. You don't really have a choice, do you?
Probably be able to get the swirl in that.
That's what I'm saying. In this,
Yeah, like you do the swirl.
pour into the pitcher.
You know what I mean? Like a lot into the picture.
Ooh,
You get
yeah.
the curl.
Okay.
So, other way around now?
No, like
Well, we already did this, so let's do this first.
Okay.
They pay me by the minute, like I said, so kind of.
I just want Jello now. I don't know. It's like
You want
something
gels
about
on
this that's like Jello, right?
wanna-
You feel it, right?
Fire?
Yes, we do.
I don't drink, sir. I'm not a deviant like you. Okay.
Yeah. So get that in focus. You can just do it manually if you want.
leave the tissue in there if you can. Just put the dressing.
This is not, was it Bounty? Is that the good one? People, I don't watch.
While they're doing this, you guys, there's like 300 of you in the chat and 60 likes. What's going on there?
They're
Dan
still
needs
trying to decide
validation.
if they like this
All
or not.
right.
Okay. Did you get it in focus?
Subscribe.
I think so.
You think it's in focus?
I think so, yeah.
All right. It's got a focus assist. It should. Well, that's what we want. His hand.
There you go.
No, his hair is our focus.
His hairs.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Okay. You sure? All right. I'm feeling confident if you say you are.
Now you just tap in the background. It's gonna.
Yeah, I know. It's because I have.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't use Nike.
Well, no, it's in
I don't
manual
know.
focus.
Hold on. It's in manual.
Yeah.
So look at the focus peaking, all the red.
Yeah.
When you.
So I'm colorblind. So.
All right.
Oh.
Are you really colorblind?
Yeah.
Oh.
You picked this guy. No, it's kidding. Don't worry about it. So
Okay.
You're good. But put it in autofocus and do it.
All right.
put in autofocus. Tap over on the.
Actually, tap on his hand.
Yeah.
I don't want
Tap
this.
on his hand. Tap on his hand.
There we go. Okay.
Then I'm
That's
going to
what I
switch it
was
back to
trying.
manual.
All right.
What I don't want it to do is try to jump focus when we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
take a picture.
yeah.
That's
No,
why I'm putting it in manual. All right, we got it. This is his first day.
So from on high here
And swirl it.
Is that why you shoot so much black and white?
in the picture.
I need to swirl into the cup.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Dramatically beautiful without making too much of a mess.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
Go for it. All right.
Swirl, 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 swirl. Oh, okay.
I'm not sure any of that was focused.
Probably not. That was not me. Yeah.
Wow, so quick to blame. So quick to blame. We're a team up here. You did a great job.
Yeah, you did amazing,
Thank
but I think you
I think you guys tapped. Yeah. So you can't just. Okay.
Okay. Seth's
Do me a
fixing it.
favor. Take an ice cube.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
There you go.
First time.
the pro.
That's pretty good.
Look at the
pro.
bubbles. Look at the bubbles.
All right, there you go.
Really nice.
Okay.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right. Can you do that? Because now Seth's just showing you up.
Yeah,
You got
that's
to,
right.
okay. All right. Seth does not like pores. You may have learned that by now. Pores are too boring for him.
Yeah.
I think we.
slow
I think
dance.
we both paid our rent doing like splash shots like way too much in our lives.
Yes.
2, 1. Oh,
Mm.
twice.
Okay.
The first one, though.
The first one, yeah.
Good.
Little
Oh.
ocean spray.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, look at that. You shot 2.
Yeah.
Impressive. Okay. Not bad. You want to try one more?
Let's do one more.
All right. Here we go. One more.
All right. Get this out of here.
This is going to be a double. Now, don't slam the ice into the cup.
I don't know my own strength.
He's like Kobe. Bam.
He's like,
He's like,
gravity is strong enough.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
That's
Wow.
Slam too.
You are a breaker.
wait
I'm trying.
Let me see this.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay. All right.
Sold.
Worth it.
Higher.
Well played. Yes.
Whoa, you getting the clap? Man, we haven't seen a clap from
All
the
right.
event space in a while.
Good job.
Yeah. You guys are a good team. All right. You're the photographer now.
Oh, okay.
All right. We need another dropper.
Didn't expect
Thank
that.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good job. Next person, next victim. I mean, next helper. Come on. Somebody wants to drop. Don't make me do it.
What is it? Because it's
Nobody.
5 o'clock. You guys just tired? What is this? What is it? Oh, I have 3 jobs in New York to make my rent. I'm tired. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
That's right. You got it. I knew you had it in you, sir. Okay. Oops.
Oh man.
This is the ice. It's not cold.
Do you guys have any questions? Is it making sense so far?
Yeah.
Every
Questions,
decision
thoughts,
you're making
concerns.
is going to affect what's frozen. How much you close down, how much power you need out of that strobe. The more power, the longer the duration, the less you freeze. So if you're having trouble, open up your aperture a little bit, maybe ease up on that power, things like that.
Right. So these strobes have a really short flash duration, so we probably can do that. So let's get a little more depth of field. Let's see what we can do here. So if we come over here, and remember I'm in manual. So if I close, let's close down to stop. So now that I just closed down to stop, I got to give these lights a stop more power. Just going to do it manually. It was a 3.5, right? Now it's a 4.5. Okay. So, we'll do a test shot just to make sure, right? Looks the same. That's what it should look like, right?
Get some cool flare. Is there water on the lens? No, I'm not kidding you. Look at the sides.
Probably.
See this?
There may be, yeah, probably.
Guys. I don't even have a lens glass, so I'm going to have to use these dollars.
So when you guys ask, what are those UV filters for? This is a good place to put them on your lens. If you're spending like $3,000 on a lens and throwing a bunch of food coloring around, maybe a UV light, right, Bill?
You know,
Maybe
at
a UV filter's not
At least
bad.
it's not Hawaiian punch. All right, so I'm going to have you just hold the ice cube over the center so we can get a focus. Okay, so we see the ice cube there.
So there's a question.
It's in focus. Question in the chat room.
Any tips to do this solo aside from just setting up a timer to shoot multiple shots and doing a bunch running
Okay.
back and forth?
If you're doing it solo,
Make a frame.
splash. It's a pretty tight set. You can do it. That's not as much fun as Seth said, make a friend. But yeah, you can usually get close enough to do it yourself. You could also do things that are just constantly going. Like you could just practice with something that takes a long time, like make something like running water or something, right? Going into take a glass and put it on the sink and have the water hitting it really hard and bouncing and kind of practice catching the right moment. So, but you could usually do it yourself.
Yeah, it can just be a little challenging dropping and shooting at the same time.
It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, no.
Okay, so you're in focus now.
You can get a laser system if you really want to get nuts that shoots a laser across, and when it hits the laser, it fires your camera and your strobe. But,
Coordinate.
Hive mine. Yeah, drop on 1. I'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was a really clean drop, sir. That was a really clean drop. That was like dead in the center.
Show me up.
Didn't break the side at all. Didn't hit the side, didn't smash.
This is the
Okay.
moment.
That's
Notice
nice.
no clap though. I just want you to realize that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
care. I wish they don't care right.
All right. So I think we could do a double. If
Okay.
we're gonna need a double for a clap, I think that's really what
There
we
we
need
go.
here. This audience has seen it all at this point.
We've only been doing this demo for 15 years.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Okay. It may have been worth it. That was,
the
my
secret.
grandma
that.
gave
Usually
that.
gotta-
That was her wedding present from the dollar store.
You usually got to pay extra for that. It's usually like 2 shots, composited, the whole
Yeah.
thing, or AI. That's right. No.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Pretty nice. That was a bounce. That wasn't even like you caught it in the air.
Right.
That way you caught the bounce. That's good. That's good. I think we could do better. One more.
Okay.
We got this.
All right.
Maybe hold them like this, side by side. Oh yeah. This is an advanced technique. I'm gonna stand back here.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, little dancing ice.
A little premature there, tough guy.
Here, yeah. My wife said.
Oh, you were premature. I thought you got the dancing. Take back that clap. Remove it.
Take back that.
Okay. All right. Did you want to shoot some? No. You are not interested in shooting. All right. I knew you would. You're going to drop again? You're going to break something. Who wants to drop?
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
And this is going to sound crazy, but now imagine
Let's get a dropper in here.
you do enough of these,
Nothing?
and then you go out and you shoot sports one time, and your timing gets a little bit better. You'd be surprised what different genres sharpen up everything else.
Exactly. Everything adds up to everything. When I was a young lad, right? Like I wanted to be a fashion photographer, but I worked for everybody because I needed the money. But you learn a lot. Like you learn, again, timing from this kind of stuff. You learn how to light in different ways. You learn how to get detail from things. And it all kind of works together. It just creates a fun thing. And this is something you can very easily do yourself with this. We can use one light and you can do this. All right, I'm gonna drop it for you. Now, I'm not very good at dropping. You may have noticed this. All right.
Two, one.
If I broke that glass, it would have been embarrassing. Okay, wow. Okay, almost. I'm glad I got a spoon.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. There we go. Ah.
You got to check first. Stop the. Okay.
All right. Now. Very good. Well played, sir.
That's like someone winning a raffle, and you just clap already and check the ticket. What are you kidding me? You got to look at it.
It's like, right.
But do you guys see why like higher res might be more suitable for something like this? Because you want this frame space for the splash. But if you want to get anything detail wise, because you might have a client that's going to use this for like a website that's chopped in, and then something that's more of like a printed media that's more zoomed out to the whole frame. So
Exactly. Now, typically, again, like, well, I light it like this, but since we've got a little bit of time and we're kind of cranking through this, let's mess around a little bit by kind of changing up the light and just see kind of how that feels and how we get some different like emotion out of this.
so far, this is like the quintessential
Yeah.
backlit hard light. That's
Yeah.
ripping. This is how you basically get it done, right?
Let's do a side light.
Oh man, he's gonna do a lot of work. He's gonna move a light
I'm gonna
4
move-
inches to the side. Watch.
So I'm gonna blast
Look
you
at
guys.
that.
Sorry, I apologize.
Also, notice how we don't have the light just spilling everywhere. We put the zoom reflectors on to keep it within. We don't need anything random bouncing off. We don't want that black to not be black behind there. We're trying to keep things controlled, right? The only chaos you want is the movement.
Exactly. That's A, so I'm gonna turn off C, which is this one. This is in my A group. I'm just gonna turn that guy on. Oh, hold on. I had them all selected. There we go. Turn that on, put on our modeling light. And it's pretty dim, but I'm gonna turn it up a little bit so you guys can see it.
They're asking if you can try with 2 glasses at a time.
Two glasses.
They have to be at the same distance if you want to make sure they're in focus. Keep that in mind. It's just like a group shot of any kind, right?
Right. And maybe they missed the part where the one glass got broken.
Clearly, you showed up late. Thanks so much for your dedication.
Or perhaps you knew that happened. Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, it's a little. Well, there's nothing going on yet.
A little boring, Dan. I'm just saying. You know?
It's too boring for sets. That's one
You
something.
want to try softbox from the back?
Yeah, you want to just do what? I'm just afraid I'm going to get stuff on it. I guess we can back it up way back.
How bad is the floor?
Only a little bit.
No, then don't do it. I mean, that's a 3-inch.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, what we would normally do here is use like Duratrans or something, which is like a gel material that you wouldn't care if it got ruined. I'm not going to put a softbox.
Actually, that's true. You can get something called Translume.
Translume, that's
which is actually, you can get in different densities, but it's basically background paper that's a diffusion, like a hard diffusion. So you can just get a roll of it, wreck it, keep doing this, and shoot from the back with one light.
You know it'll work, but it's going to be messy. This, because we know this flares out when light hits it.
Yeah, but it's so tight. You want to try it? We can try
Like
it.
right there.
You want to try it?
Yeah, we're just going to. All right, guys, give us a second to do a little.
You want to grip it on an arm?
Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of some of this liquid before we do this.
This can't go on.
All right, we're going to make this happen just for you because, you know, you guys come all the ways down here.
This is not going to work. The way we thought it would work.
It's gonna be perfect.
Any questions?
Questions, thoughts, concerns?
There's a lot of concern. Are you dabbing? Just pour it into something.
Well,
Look, you can do this. Right?
okay.
It's already on the floor. What am I going to do?
All right, well, I'm trying not to stain the floor.
You should have brought a
I should have done a lot of things. I did not. All right, guys, so we're gonna clean this up a little bit. It isn't gonna be imperfect, but
Because that Adorama self-take, I don't think you do.
not that I know of.
Set shot.
Yeah.
Although not mine. So.
Yeah, the set shop, if you're in New York City, sells ice.
I don't know how we're going to go with it. Should I use a regular one?
It's fine. Just go off the side. You'll be fine. I'm gonna put it right up near it. So what we're gonna do here, guys, is create this. This stuff flares out when the light hits it, as we've seen, right? So we're gonna basically kick it from the. Oh, okay. All right. So that's gonna grip it up. We're gonna put the thing right against it. We're gonna backlight. There's another kind of traditional way to do it. We just didn't do it like I said, because I don't want to ruin a softbox.
But you guys see a theme, right? Backlight, backlight, backlight.
Yeah.
When you guys shoot glassware, backlight, black cardboard on both sides. It'll just make a black halo to shape the glass, but you're lighting from the back. Same thing with this. In fact, it'd be cool if we had black. We got black boards, I think.
We do. We can do blackboards. We'll do this first. The idea is when you're shooting a splash, it's a very small and highly reflective thing, right? The drop of water. So what you're really photographing is the
Dirt.
What do you?
Sandbag.
Yeah, I will.
No, I need a sand.
Oh, you need somebody. So what you're really photographing is the reflection of the light from the back wrapping around the drop. That's effectively what we're catching. Yeah, this will be good.
You want to steamed on like this?
That or on the, yeah, that's fine because this is not going to be a perfect shot. We're just kind of getting the concept here. Yeah, then just let it hang from the back as long as it touches the side.
I don't want it to be too tight.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to do, D30?
Yeah, D30 kind of either directly behind or raking. I think direct maybe.
You can always change it.
Yeah. So again, this looks pretty clear to us, which normally wouldn't necessarily be the best thing in the world, but we're hoping it's going to flare out like it has in the past.
Well, oh, you want to do over?
Well, I'm going to make it flare.
Oh. I was going to
Oh, yeah, we could do that as well.
stop it.
Yeah, I was afraid it wouldn't flare though.
Let's try yours first.
Yeah. The idea here is I'm just trying to get this thing to flare out. I can already see that it's going to flare out in a very terrible way, but we'll try it. Flat firing. Okay, yeah, no.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get it in focus and do all that good stuff, and then we'll kind of go from there.
It's a little alien-y.
Yeah.
Kind of digging it, you know? You want to move the light left or right?
Yeah, if you could see, yeah, exactly. This way. Right there. Good. All right. Putting it back in autofocus. I'm just going to get a shot here. Again, I mean,
That's kind of cool, Dan.
yeah, I was actually a manual. I'm going to go TTL.
Now imagine you're a bartender that made a drink called the Dexter, right? We should make. Do you got red food coloring? Tell me you got red.
Yes, I have red.
Yeah, let's do red.
All right. All right, so here we go. We're going to make this red drink called the Dexter. That's the broken one. You're going to use a broken glass? Or you can just dump this.
It'll smash.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
All right. We're going to...
Oh, you're using bottles of water?
Yes. I only use the purest of water.
Let's get this green out of here. It's gonna turn.
So, you know, red and green are complementary colors, which means that if we dump red in here, it's going to basically neutralize our green a little bit and make it more gray.
They're asking, how would this look like if combining flash with gelled continuous lights? So anything that's continuous is going to leave a bit of a blur to it because you're only shooting at 200th of a second, right? So if you're making an exposure for those constant lights, that's what's going to happen. So once they overlay the strobe with you're not going to freeze as much as you think, or at least you're not going to notice. What you might see is the tiny pieces that are out of the continuous light. So if you're going to do that, what you'd want to do is have a zone for the continuous that doesn't bleed over to the zone with the strobe. So there's something frozen and motion. So think of it like you could light the glass with constant and make sure it doesn't bleed anywhere else, and then strobe above or around it so that if the splash gets into that zone, that's frozen. So, or vice versa. But either way, you're going to want to make zones if you're going to start mixing your lighting continuous with strobe.
Right.
Actually, you can check out my shutter drag demo somewhere on this channel somewhere. I don't know where it was. Yes. That's a lot of dye, man.
Well, you know, I'm not making a cake after this. We're going to get rid of this.
I'm going to scrape this stuff off, you know?
You know. All right, this is the Dexter.
Give the glass a millimeter this way. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, go.
Hold on, hit him up. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Take a look at it.
Oh, all right. So we've got the Dexter.
This is the murder scene joint. Yeah.
Should we drop an olive into it?
Oh, but it's not seafood. You know what I mean? It's gonna be.
No, you're saying ice. All right. Wow. Those olives, you know how much those olives cost me? $1.25. You know I'm not eating them.
Best before April 2023. Nice.
Okay. Are you guys shoot this one? Well, I'm at your show. All right. It's your drink.
Put your hand in there first.
All right, so this is the Dexter. That might be a manual focus.
ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a good splash.
Well,
I
so
want-
I think what happened there is the force of the ice cubes spent more time on each other than in the drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do one at a time, like top to toe.
But my timing is impeccable. It's all right.
Yes. Well, you had plenty of time because the ice cubes were bouncing around.
Ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I was born for this.
Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
There you go.
It's sharp in the glass, but we're splashing in front of the glass. It's sharp in the glass. It's
Coming
just,
up the front. We could push the focus to the front.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we're gonna move the focus to the front because we're seeing the flash go there. Hold on, let me get the ice out. Want to refocus?
Hey, what's up, Teresa?
Where's Teresa? Why isn't Teresa doing this?
You ready? Hold on, let me get your fingers in there. You know, I'm gonna focus on the front of the glass.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
3,
Hold on.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. I got that in there. I swear. Oh. Okay.
Look at all that flare. Look at the tiny flare off of these. So what's happening is the light is getting all sorts of directions through this crazy plastic we have because
Right.
it's not frosted, But if you ever saw a light diffuser, like I think Aperture makes one for constant lights, they look like they're clear. What
see
they're
this?
really doing is just changing the direction of the light from straight forward.
Exactly. Oh, they're out of focus, but there's also some spots that are like stuck on them.
Where the hell is the focus going then?
I'm not sure where the focus is. I was the dropper.
I mean, the stem is focused, you know?
Well-
So are we having duration issues? What are we doing?
Shouldn't be.
Try this again.
You want to close down? Open up, brother?
Sure that.
Okay, hold on. I moved the cup. Well, I wanted to center it.
What I'm going to do is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change Daniel's focus point to the tiniest pinpoint that is in the camera. Because he had it on in the most obvious way, face detection, right? Because there's a situation we obviously want face detection, right? So, I love you, Dan.
It's set the way Seth said it.
No,
I
don't even
touch that.
start. You don't even touch any settings.
I don't touch
You're
any controls
you're
in
like,
my camera.
My camera's not doing things anymore. All right, ready?
I was going to put more liquid in there.
Oh, okay. Then let me focus on you over the glass first then.
Okay. All right, guys. This is important that we get this right now because this is the thumbnail for next year.
I'm literally focusing 1 pixel. I'm not even joking right now. Okay, ready? 3, 2, go.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that. Man, that is carnage. Look at that.
All right.
Yo, that's all. Ooh, girl.
There we go. So you can do a lot of fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's really simple. Force Daniel to run around to find food coloring. Go to the dollar store and get a glass.
I feel like we have too much of the table in frame and not enough of the
Well, I agree.
above
Yeah.
the
You wanna
glass.
raise the camera?
So I'm going to raise the camera.
All right, we're doing one more. Seth cannot be satisfied because he is, perfectionist.
You know,
Who wants to drop? Oh, you guys, all right. You don't want the opportunity to work with the infamous Seth Miranda?
we can joke that it's perfectionism, but think about it this way. We're in control of every single aspect of this.
Exactly.
Why not? One more frame or sitting there in Photoshop asking it to generate whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just take a photo.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of nice the way it is.
Let me put your fans in there.
This is the one, guys. This is how we pay the rent
Ready?
this month.
Ready? 3, 2, go.
Oh.
Did you get it?
Okay.
That was anticlimactic. I apologize.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I think one didn't even make it in the glass. Am I crazy?
no, it bounced up and you caught it. Yeah. That is correct.
Two? Do we need 2 of them?
For the extra splash, you do, yeah. You want me to? This is actually an expensive glass. You want to try it again?
What do you want?
One more, guys. Sorry.
All right, let me get you focused.
All right, this is it.
If you do have an Nikon, this pinpoint autofocus setting is the best for these types of situations. I love it. I use it a lot for. Wait, put your hand in there.
Now, a lot of times with this kind of stuff too, I'll just manually focus. But
I'm one of those new school kids.
I'm getting
the
old,
autofocus.
so-
You ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, go.
there we go. Once again, I missed, but that's okay. I like the idea of the bouncing cut. Still good.
One more.
Okay.
One more.
Should I just do one?
It's not just good.
All right, hold on. This is how we end up at the studio at 3 o'clock in the morning.
How you guys doing in the chat? Sorry about that. Can we get a bigger live view of what you guys are doing?
Oh,
What? Well, like this? Is that what you guys want? I know we're on a delay. They're going to tell me like 15 minutes later. Yeah, that's it.
all right.
Looks like a stock market in the 2008. Nice. Get your hand in there for a second. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I don't even know if you. I'm sitting here going, man, I don't think anything happened.
Oh, I see. That's what I was going for the whole time.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This one is probably like that one. This one is probably your best.
Yeah, that is the best. Whatever happened there.
I mean, it looks like a flower, you know?
Yeah. And this is kind of what I was saying at the beginning. if you're doing this, and this is your job, and you shoot this all day, you're gonna have the laser sight all set up perfectly, and every single splash is gonna be controlled and perfect. But the reason why I like to do it this way is it's just fun to mess with, right? It's fun to play around with what we can do, because one thing that photography does for us is allows us to see what we don't see, right?
Oh, that's
when you're dropping the ice into the cup, you don't really see that with your eye. This is something we capture forever. That's something that's uncanny, right? And this is it. I mean, that's why I do this kind of splashes and stuff.
And don't get discouraged. Like a speed light, a piece of junk plastic, a dollar store glass, and some food coloring. And even if you don't feel like you're going to use the shot, I guarantee you're going to get sharper at timing, framing, duration. What'd you just do? Is that your shot? Yeah.
I just took a picture of it. I was showing you could do it by yourself. Wasn't very well framed up, but see.
But I got to say, these weird streaks.
Yeah, I like it.
I dig it, but that's all because the light isn't going in a perfect direction anymore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an aspect of it too. Someone in the chat's asking, what if we gelled that light?
Then the light would be...
Then the entire global light would be that color, and whatever doesn't mix right with red, like if it's blue.
Like it would be
it'll go
cool
purple.
if the strip of light in the background was a color, but with this setup, it would be impossible to do that without also affecting the color on the glass, which I don't think we really want to do. Because remember, this is the only light that's doing anything. It's completely backlit. You can see through this glass, and the ground is lit. All this red, you can see.
Let's do a pour into this like a big bang.
Okay. Well, you want to throw it in the... Okay. I have a bag instead of throw it on the table.
Actually, let's save this water. Okay. Oh no, we should do the pour into this.
Okay. That's what I got for.
All right.
Look at that. We're doing a pour. Here we go.
So when you're doing a pour, the glass shape is imperative because you want it to kind of do the rip curl.
Yep.
It's not going to happen in a flat thing like this too easily. So you hedge your bets and you do a thing that's got a bit of a curve to it, okay?
Right. So we're going to pour from this, though, because this will give me...
You guys all right?
Is everyone doing all right? You're maintaining? All right, I'm just going to mix the green with the red because I don't really want to pour anything different.
No, and it is. It's a great way to chill out, unravel your brain for a bit, because they're saying this looks like a good stress relief. You think, yeah, you're not chasing a bunch of dumb ducks on a lake, right? You don't got to deal with people that are going to be late to your studio. You're just kind of figuring. You know what it is. Those, you don't feed them. They're just jerks. I get it. All right. If you guys are in that chat, hitting like would definitely help out this channel, and Daniel hitting subscribe if you're new here, and checking out the Adorama Events channel for more demos like this would definitely be helpful.
Okay, so we're going to do a pour. We'll do the same lighting just for save time because we...
Yeah, don't even. You guys okay with this light? Yeah, so
Okay.
we don't got to change anything? Okay.
All right,
So
get a new
I'm
focus.
wondering
I
if we
think.
should go vertical.
Yeah, I think so, for the pour.
If you guys have any questions in the chat, please let us know. Gwen is asking, could have been fun to pour color into another color? So the problem with that is you only have a few of them before everything is the same color. And the more colors you mix, the more dense it gets, the less light travels through it.
Right. And that's really super fun to do. Actually, if you also shoot video and you do slow motion video, like doing droppers of food color into, like you swirl the water and then you drop. That's another fun way to do it. I find it works better in slow-mo video, but you can certainly do it as stills as well. But as Seth said, every time you add more color to it, it just gets denser and deeper, so you got to keep starting over. So for this, it's not ideal. If you're at home and you have a sink, that might be doable. All right, so we're gonna pour.
We just get a quick test for it.
This is gonna be very messy because I am not accurate. If you've learned anything at this demo, it should be I am not accurate. Oh, and I already poured something in the cup. I'm not going to touch it.
I'm not even in focus.
Oh, okay.
I'm also, there's the most uneven floor on earth.
Well, and also the cup is on a tilt.
I can tell.
Yeah, because it's two things, right?
I'm compensating.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'd probably tilt up even. No.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not staying.
You've seen
you didn't, damn it, Dan.
Well, it was fine before. Oh, please don't let me drop my camera.
Go spiel. I got to tell you this.
Yeah. I mean, I can't help it if the tripod doesn't hold, can I? All right, so we're gonna do the final last thing. We'll do a pour, which is really fun. You can do it for all kinds of stuff. You see a lot. Coffee is a fun thing to pour, and then drink after. You can pour things into something. So we're talking about the swirl. You could have like a black coffee in this. We've done that before. Then you pour cream into it, right? It kind of swirls into it. There's lots of fun ways you can mess with a pour, and a pour is often a little bit easier because you can shoot multiple shots as it's going on, as we kind of did a little bit earlier. Okay. For this one, we're going to pour the drink. It's going to be awesome. And then I get to retire. Would this have been more fun if we had been throwing water balloons at somebody? I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments below. Oh.
Sharp.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, go.
Tried to get a pushback somewhere in the middle. We'll get.
Yeah, you see how dense it's getting?
Yeah, it's so dense.
So dense. Yeah. More dense. You see, like, if you had more coming through that, and we could do that by lowering the light and putting it more directly through it rather than cascading.
Let's just
through
do
and
a quick.
raking it.
Let's just do one quick one that we're done.
Dan's
gonna
over
go
this
direct.
demo. Dan is so over this demo. He doesn't care about you anymore. It's like, I showed you my skills. You may
Well,
leave.
no, we're gonna do.
Where's the focus? So I put the focus right above the stem where it makes. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. My bad. I'm sorry. The
Nobody
focus.
can see.
The focus is over here on this, what I call a meniscus of the glass itself, not the water. Because once you're focused on that, you're in the glass.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. You have to refocus because I moved it. Well, I had to empty it. I don't know.
Move the glass over. Keep going. No, less. Right there.
All right, hang on.
Oh, wow. Are you right on the seam? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Perfect. That's right where we want it.
It's on the seam. That's what I said. It was.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, slightly thinner liquid would have been better. It's like lava boiling inside. So this comes down to the density of your liquid, right? Again, we don't really have the situation here with a sink and water and a clean space to keep doing it, but
Also, clarity of glass. Higher end glasses shoot cleaner. You can see
Yeah.
that I'm in focus, but we're getting through a murky, unsettled, like not clean glass. You know.
Yeah.
That's why crystal is what it is.
right. So basically, you got the concept. Go get a nice clean glass.
No, Patty, I'm not adding smoke. Stop it.
But actually, that's also kind of a cool shot if we had a thinner liquid and the glass was a little nicer. But you get the idea of it.
But if you did want that, make it feel like it's cold, you know, making the glass foggy, putting a little bit of haze in the scene automatically makes your viewer feel like it's chilled, right?
Sure.
So, you know, you got to think about what the drink is, what environment it would be in, what the atmosphere would be like when you want that drink, you know?
Yeah, and they do make spray that you can spray on the cups that look like it's frosty.
Look at this journey we took, guys. Oh, that's the one.
That's
the
definitely-
one, Jamie. You like that one? Can you even see the color that's there?
That's
know,
not bad.
I mean, look how even that is around there.
Yeah, it really worked out. And what I kind of like about this too is that you'll never really get that again exactly perfect.
No, nothing will be the same.
And that's the thing. That's what makes it nice. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating because you can't get the same shot over and over again, but that's kind of part of it, right? Every time the ice cube's going to fall a little bit differently, and it's going to create a slightly different splash. And you know that's a lesson for life. Anyways,
yeah,
that's about all we got here.
Yeah, I just hope you guys go try this. Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to if you have a speed light and some time on your hands. I think
Right.
you'd be really surprised. And also, you kind of feel better about the next time you're going to go shoot. Once you nail something dumb like this, who cares if you're going to use it or not? Just go do it. One of the funnest ones to do, it's gross, but milk actually is one of the coolest things to freeze. Some of those famous photos out there have been frozen milk explode. Like, it's just thick, it cascades, it has a whole thing. So just try different liquids. And I did it with antifreeze when I was a kid. It was awesome. It's neon green. It's crazy. Be safe, be safe, be safe. White balance setting, we do ours at 5000K because we like the way it looks with Profoto lights in this camera, but daylight balance should be fine for you. We just prefer a little cooler on ours.
Exactly.
Any last questions, guys? Nothing?
Nothing. No questions. All right. We have a question in the back. I would never edit any of this. Would I edit it? No. No, of course, yeah. You're always gonna shoot wider than you want, and you're gonna want to crop in. You know, would I add extra liquid? No, I wouldn't.
No.
If I was doing this for a permanent thing that I was trying to actually shoot for myself, I would have put a giant piece of plexi right here, right? We used the plastic bags just to keep things neat, right? Which would have created a very nice reflection of the bottom, so the bottom wouldn't be so ugly, right? But no, I wouldn't. If you really wanted it super clean, you'd clean this glass between each shot, right? But again, we're up here without a sink, we're just kind of doing the best we can. In an ideal world, you're not editing. You're not adding stuff. You're not putting stuff together. At least me, I don't do that. Plenty of people do, and it's fine if they do.
There is a world in commercial land where you're getting a baseline for composite work,
Right.
or if they're going to add words to this or something like that, and you shoot a plate, which means before you even shoot anything, you shoot the set as is, so you always have something to go back to. And they might do that for, like, you saw the Subway ad type stuff, whatever. But to make this real fast, I'd have brought a squeegee. In 1 second, that glass is clean again. I don't got to sit here with paper towels.
Right.
You'd be amazed. Top product photographers, tabletop, the tricks that save them hours is unbelievable. You know what I mean? So, and we've both done our fair share of product photography, because if you own a studio, you get a client that's a product, you could do that 1 a.m. It doesn't matter. You're just doing work on your time, and it's always there for you. So don't overlook stuff like this, really. And even just doing stuff like this and putting it out there could lead to a client going, oh, you're capable of this cool, clean look. I'd like something like that. It may not be a splash, but it's something to bite into. So don't overlook this type of stuff, I think, because it's so common, but there's a reason it's common, because it works,
White, the background and everything's white. No differentiation.
I'm sorry.
Like now you got against black.
Yes. Yeah. So if this was white and the background was white, so yeah, I mean, that's where we would start changing the shape of it. So instead of it being white highlights with black through the liquid, you'd want to put black on both sides to make it reflect the black to give you the shape. So if you ever see like glassware shots, stuff like that, they put black on both sides. That's just reflecting what's on both sides, like absolute ads and stuff like that. It's a different look, and you're going to choose the look you want based on it. But I don't think I would do anything like, hey, let's get a seamless back. I would not do seamless. It's not my.
No, normally with the white, you would do some kind of like I said, translume.
Translume's awesome.
Translume, which is basically like a thick gel diffusion gel, and you just roll it down and you shoot against it. That would become your light source, much like we did here. It'd be clean, but remember, if you're shooting liquid that doesn't have a lot of color in it, it's just going to disappear, right? So you got to think about that. That's what Seth's talking about. You put the black cards on either side, then what you're getting is the reflection of the cards. It's just a different way to shoot it.
Yeah, you're the biggest thing you're going to chase is flash duration.
Yes.
The shorter that flash duration, the more frozen it's going to look. The shorter that flash duration, the less power you are probably using. But if you have flashes that are higher power rated, like a 200 versus a 600 light, the 600 has more potential. So at higher powers, it might have a shorter duration than the 200 struggling to get to full power. So that's kind of, it's a balance game.
Exactly.
Yes. The reason we don't use slow motion video and pull a still from it, well, yeah, resolution. Also, you're at the mercy of your shutter speed, because if you're doing frame rate, let's say you're doing 120, then that means my shutter speed is only a 2/40th of a second. It's not freezing anything.
I won't freeze that.
Our shutter speed, in theory, is the flash, which is only milliseconds.
Right.
I mean, not even close to a 200th. We're talking 3,000th of a second, and probably around what we're shooting. So versus 2/40th of a second, which is what slow-mo video would be at 120. So you're talking about frame rate. That's why when you guys see like the ultra slow-mo video, like the Phantoms that are like 1,000 frames a second, they're grainy because they're pushing ISO so high just to get that frame rate up so high. And the more anything in the photo that you push up, something gets taken from you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you need more light and you're putting ISO up, more noise. So same thing. And I would never really pull stills from a video if I don't have to. The cleanest you're ever going to get is a full resolution, really frozen shot. So
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. When you're looking at this, you have to think about, again, I said that at the beginning, maybe you weren't there. That's the power of flash, right? You could use all the constant lights you want in the world, but you're not going to be able to get that fast of a shutter speed in most cases without completely blinding yourself, right? And that's effectively the same thing you have a video. So if something's relatively slow, waves lapping, video is beautiful, right? You catch that little, this is going really, really, really fast. That's why you can't really catch it. But, you can do it. I mean, I've seen people, do it like with just natural light and like just pouring water, and you can get decent shots. It's a good way to start, but the flash is the key here. It's stopping the action.
All right. Yep.
Okay. So if you have not already, please do subscribe to the channel if you're online. If you're not online, then go to the online and do it. We'll be back in about a month. When are you back? It's going to be a little bit because we're traveling a bit. We're going to be closed for holiday in April as well.
Yeah, and we're going to be at NAB's show. If you guys want to watch our coverage from NAB in Vegas, check out the Adorama Cinema channel. It's a new channel, but it's all going to be on that channel.
Yep.
And follow Daniel Norton here, Daniel Norton, blah, blah. I'm last ex-witness on whatever you choose to rot your brain with. And we thank you guys so much. Hit subscribe and like and all that stuff. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much. Later.